Hello everybody, welcome to Jumping in Elevator, the podcast where I, Mike, from the YouTube channel MicsMike, look into the things that you would like to know more about, but you don't have the time or the ambition or the drive to research them yourself. Today's topic is TikTok. Much to discuss here, Miss Ma'am. First of all, you might be wondering, what the fuck is going on here on this day? In regards to the upload day for this podcast for the last 2 or 3 weeks, it's because I'd been running an experiment. I was testing which day of the week works best for me and works best for all les algoritmes. That is definitely not a word, but I just made it up. MicsMike language. So I tried Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday. And I think the best schedule that works for me is Tuesday night is the Patreon preview. And then Wednesday night is when everyone gets it. So you'll be watching this on either a Tuesday or a Wednesday. And I love that for you. So yeah, it was half working out what works for me and what works for the algorithms. And, I love data. It's my middle name. I'm Michael Data Messinio. Literally, wait. My initials are MDM. Think 1, 2, 3, do the Nicki Minaj blink. So yes, today's episode I'm talking about TikTok. And I'm not talking about the hit 2010 single by Kesha or Ket $Ha. I feel like I do this every episode. I'm talking about blah, blah, blah. And no, I'm not talking about the hit single by blah, blah, blah from the year blah, blah, blah. I did that literally with episode 1 of season 2 about Deja Vu. I was like, it's not the single Deja Vu from Beyonce's album B-Day. But the song Tik-Tock by Kesha, yeah, it has over 500 million streams on Spotify, even though it's 10 years old, and as it should. It's a great song. Kesha's ratty phase in 2010, 2009-ish, she made points. Those songs hit. But also, I like the stuff that she did later on. What's a woman? Woman. That's fun, and I love that sound from her. Now, I'm talking about the app. And this app, I'm going over the origin, some stats behind it, having a look at some of the different communities, some of the drama controversy, and then seeing where we sit with the big bad ban. Bruh. Epic bruh moment. The bloody ban. The BB. The bloody ban. Done. Pissed me off a lot when it happened. Not because the app was getting banned, but just because it was continuously ooh, everyone, apps may be going to get banned. And then the entire TikTok feed will be like, follow me on Instagram, follow me on Twitter. And then the next week it'd come out that it turns out it didn't get banned. And then the next week it'd be like, well, actually, we are going to ban it. Anyway, we'll get to that. So to start with, let me give my thoughts on TikTok. First of all, I love it. I'm obsessed with the results. The obsession with the results is unhealthy. It's an unhealthy obsession. I do like TikTok. I definitely think it's one of those apps where I went through a phase where I would literally watch it for a few hours a day. At the moment, I probably I don't go on TikTok every day, but when I do go on TikTok, it's probably for 30 minutes to an hour, unless I'm making TikToks, in which case I'm on it for much more. And for every TikTok that I post and keep, I post and delete 3 or 4. And yeah, I do it again. What's the problem? TikTok itself, I think, is very different to YouTube, and I think it is a lot easier to grow organically on TikTok. I think the barrier to entry is a lot lower. Let me spill on that for a second. So with YouTube, if you look at the trending tab and everything like that, I think you would agree that most of the successful YouTubers or very successful videos are predominantly professionally made or very highly edited and very well done, basically. Even my own videos, which I wouldn't consider to be professionally done, super well edited. Obviously, they still take a lot of time to make. It's not like I'm sitting in front of a camera in 2000 and whatever and just record, upload. That shit doesn't fly anymore on YouTube. So that's what I mean by the barrier to entry is high. Because you can still get successful without adding all this extra shit to it. It's just a lot harder. But on TikTok, that's kind of embraced, where it's usually, not all the time, usually media that's shot on your phone using a front-facing camera. So the quality is going to be good, but it's not going to be DSLR level. And it's kind of implied that it's just quick videos, fun videos. Obviously, you're going to have some creators that their whole thing is like super well edited or really cool transitions or really cool outfits and montage and all that. It just depends on the creator, and that comes down to the communities as well, which we'll talk about. Also, this doesn't really matter to the audio people, but the video people, why did I choose a yellow lighting when I'm wearing an orange shirt and I'm puffing significantly because I'm sweating? Like, I just continue to set myself up. I'm setting myself up for failure. Next thing I wanted to mention with my thoughts on TikTok, I do think TikTok has a bit of a problem with not extreme wokeness, whatever that means. I think there's a bit of gatekeeping in terms of different communities on TikTok. And it's hard to explain because it's not a big problem. I just think sometimes people can get a little bit defensive and clicky. And it's like, this app's for everyone. So why are people trying to gatekeep content? But anyway, alrighty. TikTok origin story, let's go. According to Miss Bestie Wikipedia, first name Wiki, last name Pedia. Actually, no. Her first name is Wiki. Her middle name is Patricia, so Wiki P, and then her last name is Dia. Wikipedia. According to Bestie Wikipedia, TikTok, known in China as Douyin, is a Chinese video sharing social network service owned by ByteDance. First of all, apologies for the flop punctuation. I did actually do Chinese for a year in university during my undergraduate degree. It was a lot of fun, but it was also really difficult. Chinese is a really difficult language. I've learned Italian, French, and Chinese is by far the hardest. I guess Italian and French are kind of similar, like very loosely similar, but more similar to each other than they are to Chinese. And with Chinese, you kind of have to learn three things. You have to like learn how to speak it, learn how to read the characters, and learn how to read pinyin. So it was hard, but I really enjoyed it. And I did it with a friend for a year, and he absolutely hated it because one of the teachers was super hands-on and would get everyone in every class to join in. It was all very interactive, and it was sometimes really stressful because it was first year Chinese and she'd be trying to get us to say sentences in front of people we don't know. That's frightening. It's giving me the sister spook, if you will. Mind you, that teacher was super iconic. It was like this older Chinese lady, and she had like amazing outfits. And she knew what she was doing. She came to say it, and she said no survivors. And she's absolutely right, and she should say it. Anyway, so ByteDance, who owns TikTok. ByteDance Limited is a multinational internet technology company headquartered in Beijing and was valued in May 2020 at 100 billion, which is probably definitely a lot more. 100 billion. How many Bezos is that? I can't remember what his net worth is. I just make up numbers when I think about Jeff Bezos and his net worth. Is it 17 billion? Is it 1 trillion? I don't know. It could be any of those. Either way, it's ridiculous. On November 9, 2017, ByteDance acquired Shanghai-based social media startup Musical.ly for something around $1 billion. Musical.ly. So much to think about. Has there ever been more to think about? Yes. Musical.ly, or musical.ly. See? Wow. They spilled on that. Musical.ly. It's in the name. It was all musicals on Musical.ly. Absolutely not. Mind you, I was never really a Musical.ly person. So yeah, ByteDance acquired Musical.ly in November 2017 for $1 billion. And that's just a cheap November deal. You know how it is. I actually did a similar deal last week, $1 billion. I acquired something. Find out next episode. I didn't actually do $1 billion deal. Maybe I did actually. Maybe I'm a secret billionaire. ByteDance combined Musical.ly and TikTok together in August 2018, and they named the new global application TikTok. Fun fact, actually really, really sad fact, I can't swim. Not me quoting TikToks in a TikTok video. On May 2020, hello, do I know how to write? In May 2020, ByteDance and Disney said that the head of Disney's streaming service, Kevin Mayer, like John Mayer, are they related? Kevin Mayer was joining ByteDance in June 2020, and he resigned 26th of August 2020. He said, I'm going to be in here for 2 months max, and then I am leaving. He said, TJ Maxx, 26 days, and then I'm out of here. Very spicy, very interesting. Would have loved to have been a Miley Cyrus fly on the wall during that situation. During that time, he was CEO of TikTok and COO of ByteDance. Like, girl, one step at a time. That is, like, consider your plate. It's Christmas right now. Well, it's not actually, but let's visualize that it's Christmas. And you've got a plate and you go up to the food and you're like, let me take this much lasagna. I'm Italian, of course there's going to be lasagna at Christmas. The lasagna takes up, what? A large proportion of the plate. And then you go to this other dish and you're like, maybe I'm going to get this. Why am I trying to think of a single other dish? Like a single other thing to eat, and yeah, I can't. Like a curry? That doesn't even make sense. Anyway, if you had lasagna and curry on your plate and it's like overflowing, that's what Mr. Sir did with the CEO and COO moment. That made absolutely no sense. That's probably my worst analogy. I do love lasagna a lot though. One of my Italian friends is gluten intolerant. That's so upsetting. I feel sorry for them and I'm not even involved. Sometimes I think I could be gluten sensitive, but then other times I just pretend that I don't see it or I don't feel it. Same with dairy. I drink oat milk in my coffees and everything, but if I have an ice cream and I feel a little bit sick later, I'm like, do you hear something? Is that the wind? Couldn't be me. I couldn't be lactose intolerant. That would mean I have to give up ice cream, and I simply will not do that. The current CEO of TikTok is Vanessa Papas, and I like this quote. This is a quote from the ByteDance creator. China is home to only 1/5 of internet users globally. If we don't expand on a global scale, we are bound to lose to peers eyeing the 4/5. So going global is a must. So that was in 2016 when it was just Douyin, and they did TikTok in 2017. No, they acquired Musical.ly in 2017, merged it with some of the IP from Douyin in 2018, and that's when they launched TikTok. So if you think about it, TikTok's not actually that old. And once you see how many users and daily videos and everything they have, it's absolutely insane. I can't even imagine what managing that would be. Imagine your company going from X amount of users to like 2 billion downloads or some shit. That's absolutely insane. According to the TikTok website, TikTok is the leading destination for short-form mobile video. Snapchat pull up. Nah, Snapchat fell off ages ago. Actually, Snapchat has their own version of TikTok now, and I hate it. I could not be less obsessed with the results. It's on the right side of the app, near where the promoted stories and all that shit is. It's basically TikTok. It's just shitter. Everyone's trying to beat each other. Why are all the social media apps trying to beat each other? Like, can we just not try something new, something different? Like, the girls see one girlie doing well and they're like, let me just completely copy this. Or let me just buy her out. Facebook a la Instagram. It's been 24 to 36 hours since I last said that I hate Facebook. So me saying I hate Facebook feels good. Facebook pisses me off. I saw something about the iOS update. You know how it shows you when your camera and microphone are being used? And that sometimes when you're on Facebook, it just pops up. And it's like, what are the girls listening for? That's why I absolutely limit how much time I'm on Facebook for, because it's just... I've ranted about Facebook so many times, you're so sick of it. The basic summary is that I can't stand Facebook. I actually quite like TikTok though, but they're on thin ice. Anyway, I guess my explanation of TikTok is short form video in different genres, or genres, or genres. Because if you think about TikTok, it's not just short form video. I mean, it technically is, but there's just so many different types. You can have dance videos, you can have comedy videos, you can have cooking videos. But actually, I do think there might be a little bit of a problem with siloing. So siloing is when you're kind of put into one bucket of content and it's very hard to shift out of that. But you might not necessarily want to shift out of it, which is perfectly fine. But I hardly have any cooking videos in my For You page. And how do I actually go and find cooking videos in my For You page? By searching for them. But I don't know who to search for because I just go on the For You page. Isn't that very interesting? One of the crazy things about TikTok is that it's only been readily internationally available since August 2018. So that's after the merger and after all that IP stuff. So in just over 2 years, it's absolutely dominated the online short video space. You could kind of say that it existed before with Musical.ly, but as I said previously, I think the difference in communities is quite big, and the reach with TikTok is much wider, much more general population is exposed to it, and older people as well. I feel like the Musical.ly age group, I remember seeing some stat, and it was just very young, whereas TikTok is probably, I think the biggest is 16 to 24, which is, we don't talk about that because I don't fit into that range anymore. Wait. No, I hate that. I don't fit into the 16 to 24 age group anymore. Can they change it? Can they change it to 16 to 25? No, that's so not okay. Am I in like 25 to 35? 25 to 34? That's so upsetting. Apparently TikToks, this is what was on the TikTok information. They last from 3 seconds to 1 minute, which we know. Apparently some people can post 3-minute TikToks. I've absolutely never heard of that, never seen that, never heard anyone talk about that. So if you've watched a 3-minute TikTok, let me know and link me because I'm just very curious as to that. Because I'm just genuinely interested in if TikTok will try and do the long form media thing. Because long form media is how Facebook and Twitch and YouTube make most of their money, from ads on longer videos. TikTok doesn't really have ads on creator videos. They have branded videos where they work when a creator works with a brand and does a video, or they have ads in the middle of TikToks. But then it's not like you have the ad on the TikTok, if that makes sense. They're between, so they're very easy to skip. Whereas ads in YouTube videos, sometimes they're unskippable, sometimes they are skippable, but people watch them to support the creator, which I'm obsessed with. Obsessed with that behavior. I do that too. Some YouTubers I like actually turn off the ad blocker. Who do I turn the ad blocker off for? Definitely Brittany Broski. I think I turn it off for Trixie Mattel as well. If I remember, I turn it off for a lot of people, but sometimes I just forget because I do be hating ads, even though I require ads to survive. Wow. TikTok and Douyin have basically the same user interface but have no access to each other's content. Do you remember during the whole TikTok ban discourse, everyone was on the For You page like, hey guys, as we know, TikTok is flopping and I'm heading over to Douyin. Add me on Douyin, da 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 da. And I just remember watching it like, huh? Because they'd have that and then the next week they'd still be posting. And I'd be like, so what is the truth? Are you getting banned or are you not getting banned? Turns out they're not getting banned. Well, they could be getting banned. Either way, I don't think I'd go to Douyin. I think if TikTok got banned in Australia, I'd just be like, okay, great, bye. I wouldn't try and find the exact same thing again. I'd just be like, yeah, great. This is probably good for me that it's been taken away. Like, I find some funny stuff on there and I like watching the TikToks, but at the end of the day, it's probably just sapping my time from actually living my life. And also, as a creator, I don't make any money off TikTok. I've been approached by a couple of brands and stuff. I just haven't chased them up or anything like that. Some of them look cool and I reply and they just don't reply. And it's like, why would you email me asking if I wanted to do a brand deal on TikTok if when I reply you just block me out? Why am I being so aggressive, acting like the people who sent me that email are listening to this? Maybe they are actually. I don't know. Fan behavior. Okay, on the bans. On the 3rd of August, the Orange Man threatened to ban TikTok. I'm paraphrasing here. And he threatened to ban TikTok in the United States on 15th of September if negotiations for the company to be bought by Microsoft or a different very American company failed. So that's in quotes because apparently that's what he actually said. Very American company. Very American company? The ban discourse enrages me. I maintain that it's a distraction technique, or it was a distraction technique. And I will mention that later because I have more information to support that claim. But the whole very American thing, it's very funny to me in the Homegirls, and let me explain why. What that tells me is that they're not so worried about people's data being collected. They're more worried about who's collecting the data. So at the end of the day, it's just basically confirming that they don't give a shit about the user. Because if they cared about the user, they'd be trying to shut down the things inside the app that are collecting the data. But instead, they're trying to get the app sold to an American company, and then it'd be the exact same app with the same data collection techniques. It's just an American company would have the data. There's so much data floating around. Why do I feel like I'm the data uncle that everyone's like, okay, can you stop talking about data privacy online? We get it. We're doomed. Yeah, we are doomed. There's so much information available and being traded everywhere. You're a hot commodity. Everyone wants your data. Feel special. And make me feel special. Is that Twice or ITZY? I'm having a very much K-pop phase again. Girls' Generation boots the house down at all times. Charlie, pop the wig. Gia gun work. Always Girls' Generation. Why was I going to say Girls' Generation? Girls' Generation? The English language does piss me off. Girls' Generation. Girls' Generation. Why isn't it Girls' Generation? Why is one G and one G? I feel sorry for people who English is not their first language and then trying to learn English, because that shit is so confusing. Even as a native English speaker, I'm like, why the fuck would we do that? We're being set up. It's a setup. They don't want us to win. Who's they? Big English. The Big English multinational company called The Big English. They don't want us to succeed. So yeah, the very American thing rubs me the wrong way. And apparently, according to this Vox article that I was reading, there was some deal to sell parts of TikTok to Walmart and Oracle, but it hasn't been finalized and there's no new information. Like, this is another one of those things where it was all happening, there was so much information about it, and then it went to nothing. It was such a big topic, and I was searching the internet for new information about these bands, and it's like November 18, December 1, but it's not super up to date. It's like, if this was such a big serious deal that was definitely going to happen, then wouldn't it be everywhere or be reported more? Okay, here's my theory. My big brain theory is that the Orange Man's presidential campaign was using the whole America versus China, or that political party defending American citizens against the Chinese taking their data. That was one of their campaign points that they were hoping to win the election with. And they didn't win the election. So then this whole ban thing's like, wah, 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 wah. Ooh, yeah. Apparently one of the proposed solutions by the Orange Man administration was for TikTok to contribute $5 billion to a fund, and this is a quote, so that we can educate people as to the real history of our country. Okay. Anyway, so yeah, I definitely think it was part of the presidential campaign. It was like a campaign tactic. I do actually remember something about the app not being downloadable from the App Store. Or did I imagine that? I'm sure that happened, but I couldn't find anything about it. I thought they blocked the app from being downloaded, but you could still use it if you had the app downloaded. I don't know. Remember the whole Apple versus Epic Games thing? That was this year, right? And that's still going, isn't it? Something about Apple being mad about Fortnite having in-game purchases that aren't managed by Apple directly, I think. Which is interesting because you have other apps where in-app purchases aren't managed by Apple, such as Tinder. Not that I ever bought anything in Tinder. In India, the app was banned in June 2020 along with 200 other Chinese-owned apps, and apparently this was in response to a border clash with China. So they just said, whoosh, done. And this one's interesting because Indian creators on TikTok were huge hugely popular, and then just whoosh gone. Apparently, I think it was at the start of 2020, Indian accounts or accounts that were created in India counted for 43% of the entire TikTok user base. And then they're just gone. Let's talk about app features. So you have the following and then you have the For You page. I'm not going to try and explain this in too much detail. If you know what TikTok is, if you've used the app, then you'll know what I'm talking about. And if you haven't, basically following is people that you follow. For You page is kind of like the YouTube homepage where you get videos from people that you're subscribed to, but then also sometimes random stuff pops up that the YouTube algorithm thinks that you'll like. So TikTok's basically doing the same thing. They've got their own little algorithm going on. And I think the TikTok algorithm is better than the YouTube algorithm because the TikTok algorithm kind of links into what I was saying before with the lower barrier to entry, because you can sample so many people because there are so many users and the videos are so small, as in size-wise. So then so many people can consume so many videos in one sitting. So then the sampling that happens can be done so much quicker. So videos go viral so much quicker. So basically, if I post a TikTok, it's sent to 10 people. Let's say 5 of those people watch it on the For You page and 3 of those people aren't following me. If they respond well to it, then it'll be sent to more people that aren't following me but are interested in similar content to what the 3 people that responded positively, what they like watching. Does that make sense? I think that makes sense. So yeah, the For You page is a video feed that is recommended to users based on their activity in the app. Other things that you can do in TikTok include duets and reactions, and you can put videos as public, friends only, and private. I've never posted a friends only video. I mean, I could, but it stresses me out thinking about who my TikTok friends are. Oh my God. Some of the people that follow me on TikTok, I'm like, no, this is scary because you're so cool and you're so funny and interesting and like just great. If I posted a friends only one, there's a higher chance that they'll see it, which is just so much, it's so stressful. I think I've mentioned this on the podcast before about how I don't like to think about who could be watching my videos because like, what if bloody Ariana Grande watches my YouTube videos? Don't tell me that. I can't do it anymore. I'll just stop uploading. If Ariana Grande followed me on TikTok, I don't think I'd ever post a TikTok again. Just because like, I don't think I could do it. It'd just be so stressful thinking Ariana's going to see this. Or like, imagine if bloody Billie Eilish followed you on TikTok. Would that not be stressful? That would be stressful. Okay, why am I manifesting Billie Eilish following me on TikTok? I don't know if I'm her sense of humor though. But also my TikToks aren't very humorous. My TikToks are just kind of shit, to be honest. I don't actually know what I'm trying to do on that app. I'm just posting random stuff. And then sometimes people like it. And sometimes I hate it. Absolutely hate stuff. And I just delete it. Everyone's like, why did you delete it? And I was like, because I'm having a moment. Let me have my moment. Thank you. You can like videos. You can keep your likes private. You can save sounds. The sounds thing. That links into what I was talking about last week with the Billboard Hot 100. There's some shenanigans going on there. When a sound goes viral on TikTok, there's a chance that that song that the sound comes from will do well commercially. So TikTok is very powerful in that sense. That's why every song that comes out nowadays has like a dance break that has a music video dance with it that's very easy to learn so that everyone can pick it up on TikTok, and then it'll go viral and have like 1 billion videos with that hashtag, and then everyone will stream it and it'll go number 1 on the Billboard Hot 100, blah, 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 triple platinum, blah, 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 blah. We won, is what I would say if I was an artist that had a viral TikTok sound. Nicki Minaj, her serve on TikTok audios is just unmatched. She's so funny unintentionally. Or maybe it's intentional, I don't know. I'm just so glad to be a barb on TikTok, because imagine if you didn't like Nicki Minaj and you saw all these videos on TikTok that had the Nicki Minaj audios. Actually, if you didn't like Nicki Minaj, I don't think you'd be on the same part of TikTok that I'm on. Surely that would have filtered out somewhere. I think I'm actually just on Nicki Minaj TikTok. Is that like a side of TikTok? It definitely would be. In terms of categories on the app, you have all different communities, as with any app really, but I think on TikTok it's much more pronounced. Like on YouTube you have beauty community, blah, 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 blah. On TikTok you can have like makeup trends, dance trends, but creators kind of overlap. Like some of the makeup TikTokers that I follow also do fashion stuff, which makes sense. And then sometimes they also do comedy videos, and sometimes they do skits or dance videos. So I think what happens is, another hot take, when TikTok creators get really big, like I'm talking 10 million followers, then they start to branch out into different areas. So then they're kind of solidifying their audience as following them as a person rather than them as a makeup artist or them as a dancer, which is the smart thing to do. Because if you are the content, then people will watch whatever. Why am I spilling right now? I feel like I should be charging for this course that I'm giving. Hello, TED Talks? TEDx? What would I call this? TikTok 101? Nah. TikTok 102, and then I get someone else to do the 101 where they give all the factual information, and then I'd just be like, these are my thoughts and opinions. And then I'd preface that, and the first slide would be, these are thoughts and opinions, so that no one can get mad at me because I actually said that they're thoughts and opinions. Always got a game plan, always ready to go. Let's talk about some stats. So this website that I found, Oberlo, I've used it before, and I might have actually used this article in a YouTube video. But I don't know if you watch my YouTube videos. You could be just a fan of the podcast and you haven't watched anything that I've done online. You may not have even seen my face if you're listening to this, which would be kind of interesting. If that's the case, please let me know. I'm interested to see how many people are in that situation because I don't think it'd be that many. Apparently, TikTok had 800 million active users worldwide. I don't know when this stat is from. It just says 2020. That could be before the India ban or after. I'm not 100% sure, but that's still a lot of people regardless. TikTok has been downloaded 2 billion times on the App Store and Google Play. Like, think about how many people are in the world, and then you work out the percentage of that. That's insane. I actually made a pact with myself before filming this episode that I'd stop saying insane, because last week I said insane so many times that it kind of lost meaning while I was editing. So I'm trying to say insane less, and I'll replace it with crazy. That's so crazy. Okay, here's a good one. Average time spent on TikTok daily. TikTok users spend an average of 52 minutes per day on the app. That's in 2019. I think it'd be more in 2020 because people are home on their phones more. So they'd be watching more content. 52 minutes though, on average. I think I'll definitely be below average because I hardly ever have a day that I spend more than, I'd say, 45 minutes on TikTok. It all depends though. Like sometimes I watch 2 hours of TikToks, which hasn't happened in a while. But usually if I'm feeling like shit, then I'll just go watch TikToks because they're funny. And stuff that's funny makes you feel better. TikTok is available in 155 countries. 90% of all TikTok users access the app on a daily basis. That's an interesting stat because user retention and user engagement is a big thing in apps, well, in anything, especially software. But if you think about Facebook, I go on Facebook once a week or something. So my engagement is super low. But TikTok, I would say I go on there 9 out of 10 days. Or there's a 90% chance that I'll go on TikTok at least once during the day. What about this one? There's a growing number of US adults that use TikTok. In less than 18 months, the number of US adult users grew from 2.6 million in October 2017 to 14.3 million in March 2019. Yeah, but does correlation imply causation? Think. Average number of viewed videos on TikTok. More than 1 billion videos viewed every day in the last year. Back on the 52 minutes per day thing. So here's a comparison with other social media apps. Apparently, people spend 53 minutes on average per day on Instagram, 49 minutes on Snapchat, and Facebook has 58.5 minutes per day. Not me, wrong bitch. Where's the Twitter stat? I think Twitter's probably my most used one. But this is kind of crazy. Wait, that's like an hour on Instagram, an hour on TikTok, an hour on Snapchat, and an hour on Facebook? 4 hours a day? Let me have all them 4 hours on Twitter. All of the tweets end up on Instagram anyway. Instagram is shit, sorry to say. Apart from my profile, and all the photography and all that shit. I love those ones. And all the art stuff. But all the comedy accounts, they are funny, but then most of their memes come from either TikTok or Twitter. Don't even get me started on the Reels. You know how I feel about the Reels. Let's have a look at the most followed accounts on TikTok. Miss Charlene D'Amelio has 102 million followers. She's giving me PewDiePie teas. She's giving me Overthrow a Country teas with that number. That's insane. That is insane. Next is Addison Ray. Addison Ray, Little Shotty the Baddest. She has 70.9 million followers. Then Zach King, who I follow on Instagram, and I do enjoy his content. He has 53.2 million followers. Lauren Gray has 50 million. The first corporate account that pops in here at number 6 is TikTok. So the official TikTok account. Dixie D'Amelio, 45.7. So Charlie's number 1, Dixie's number 8. That's pretty crazy. Will Smith. Does Will Smith even post TikToks? What? How does he have 44 million? Basic summary of the stats is there are a lot of people and a lot of TikToks and a lot of people on TikTok, which gives you a lot to think about. I think that's probably everything that I needed to cover for this episode. Are you a TikTok fan? Let me know in the comments below. Thanks for listening to this episode of the podcast. I hope you enjoyed it. If you did enjoy it, feel free to leave a review on the Apple Podcast. I was going to say the Apple Podcast store, but it's not a store because you don't buy it. But you also don't buy free trials. Anyway, if you haven't left me a review on Apple Podcasts, feel free to do so. If you're watching on YouTube, feel free to leave me a comment or like the video. It'd be much appreciated. And yeah, shout out to my patrons. I will be uploading the bonus content in a few days, so keep an eye out for that. And yeah, hope you guys have a good week, and I'll talk to you next week. Peace out. Bye.